So hi everyone. I'm really excited to be here, to have this AMA with you all. It's my first one. So really honored to be here to share all this. So first I'd like to introduce myself to you because it's our first time talking, and then we'll also have an introduction well from Alon. In terms of myself, my name is Shaun. I'm from the UK and I have been involved in crypto for around 3 years. At Cointelegraph, worked at Coinly, and also Bankless DAO. I think it's an awesome industry, and I feel very fortunate, to have come across SSV and to have got involved at such an awesome time, when everything is just taking off. Yeah, really happy to be here. And in terms of what I'm working on, I'm the ecosystem growth manager. That means I am involved in helping to grow the community, to build engagement, and also I'm working with partnerships. I'm happy bringing more people on board as well. So that's pretty much what I'm involved in. And Alon, would anyone like to ask me or Alon any questions? I'd like to be mindful of Alon's time, so it'd be great if you'd like to ask. So you can either raise your hand if you'd like to, or you can post. Okay, Alon, so you're welcome to stay or to head off. Yeah, awesome. Okay then. So now I'm gonna move on to the meat really of this AMA session. There are a few questions that people asked before, so I'm going to try to address them. There are a few that I don't have the answer. So if I don't have an answer, then I'll come back to you. Right, I'll go ask the team or get back to it later. So there's a question about ecosystem growth. What are we doing to grow the ecosystem? So what I can say is that taking a faceted approach, right? We've got different groups to our mainnet verified operators. That's one part of the strategy going forward. Launch, there will be a later launch partners, and so we're just taking on these certain groups of people, of organizations, and that'll be for a certain period during the mainnet launch, and that's one side of it. We've also got the DAO itself. As you can see, we're just getting started with this AMA talk. We want to really focus on building the engagement here in this community. We want to engage with our partners, and we're also obviously taking on more grant projects. We've got lots of people applying, and we're working through them as quickly as possible and taking on the best ones as well. So lots of different things going on. Really exciting stuff. And there've been new hires. I'm pretty new. I've been here about 6 weeks now. There's Alon, there's Amit, various other people as well. So we're all really getting stuck in and doing our best to make this mainnet launch as successful as possible. There are, like I said, a couple of the questions. I'll have to get back to them later. If you guys have any questions during this call, then you're welcome to raise your hand. I'm happy to bring you on just to ask me the question or post in here, and I'll do my best. Right. So I've got a few announcements then to make. The first one, which is really exciting news, is that I'm sure many of you are aware as well, but the staked ETH in Ethereum has passed 20 million. Right. This is awesome news. It's really great to see, and it's just great to see how these things are kind of coinciding with our mainnet launch. And I also noticed that the amount of staked ETH has doubled just since the start of this year. So things are really taking off. It doesn't matter whether the markets are up or down. People are just continuing to stake more and more ETH, and it's just growing. So the sentiment is there. You think it's being built. Everyone's supporting it. So day-to-day fluctuation matter. Things are really. And next one then. So the pre-launch phase. So right now we're in the pre-launch phase, and what that means is that SSV is managing the operations, the operators and the validator, right? So in later stages, we'll have mainnet operators, and then we'll be having launch partners for the validator side of it as well. And then later on, it will reach the permissionless launch where everyone is getting involved. But at this early stage, it's really important that we start this process, we test it, we make sure everything is all good, and then we move on to the next stage, right? And we start to open this bit by bit. If you have a look at our Explorer, which is at beta.explorer.ssv.network, you'll see that we now have 33 validators that are live. So, it's really moving forward. It's only the other day I saw the notification that we have 20, right? And now it's 30. And the goal is we're moving that up to 150 before we then move on to the next phase, have the mainnet value. And I think we might have around 5 or 6 operators. So yeah, I think that's covering that. I would also like to mention, because I don't want to reveal too much, but we have a very important coming up. I think it's next Thursday, and I think there's a post that you can see as well on Twitter announcing that. So there are going to be even more announcements, more updates on how things are progressing, and so yeah, I don't want to spoil too many surprises, but there are big things happening, and we're very keen to announce all this in our upcoming. Right. Another important update for everyone. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Alan. It's just amazing. It's like so much is happening. I mean, I don't know how people are seeing, because I'm in the team, I can see it's like, there's so much going on all the time, and it's so exciting. We're hitting these milestones every other day and every other week. Things are really moving forward. So, and I'm happy to be able to share that with you, and I'm going to be doing this. So awesome stuff. Okay, next one, the DAO cycle. So last week we had a number of DAO proposals go live. There was one that was retracted, which I think was the Chinese ambassador role. Some controversy there, and the person decided to down. But we have currently up is the grant proposal for blocks for continued funding for them. There's also a DAO contributor extension for the developer evangelist, which is for Marco in Ether. And there's a proposal for the DAO coordinator for Ben Aff. Share these links for you guys, because we are looking for some more votes. Copy and paste. Again, if you guys have any questions, notes. Okay. Limited launch. I don't want to give any specific dates. I think more will be mentioned in the community call, but I think we're looking at end of July. I think that's what we're looking at. But I think these points, the more specific dates. So right now, like I said, we're in the pre-launch phase, and that's going to continue, I think, about a month. We're looking around it. Okay. So yeah, feel free, guys, to ask any other questions that you've got. I'm happy to help. Next one then, another update was last week we had quite an insightful panel discussion. We had I think it was the CEO, or the leader anyway, of ClayStack, and he was talking with Adam, who is in a kind of like a CMO, he's leading the marketing on our side. And yeah, he gave he gave an introduction to ClayStack, what their vision is. And they say, I didn't catch all of it, like the technicalities of it, but it seems like his vision is to create a sort of environment where people can create validators without locking. So if you haven't got 32 ETH or 4 ETH, it doesn't matter. He's looking at a certain mechanism that will allow you to get started. Something like sort of pools and incentives. I wasn't quite clear on the economic side of it, but it sounded quite, a really democratizing kind of vision, and I thought that was an awesome thing to strive towards. It's great to have them collaborating with us as well, and yeah, great talk. And again, this is another thing, we've got these AMAs now. We had a panel discussion last week, and I can assure you that I'm planning on many more panels in the coming week. I want to basically invite people who are collaborating with us to come and speak in these AMAs, because I think it'll be awesome, to learn more about them, what their plans are, where they see the environment taking, and where's the future, where things are progressing. So these are going to be some really fascinating talks. So yeah, make sure to keep coming along to these AMAs. Right. I think I've covered quite a lot of points there, and I would like to open this up now to everyone else. So please feel free to ask any questions or raise your hand. Okay, so I've covered all the updates. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask? Will Lido use SSV network? That's something I'm not clear on, so let me make a note of that. Any other questions, anyone? And if I don't know, because I can't promise I have the answers, but I'll go and I'll try and get the answers for you, and I'll come back. Yeah. Okay then. I think that's everything then. So future AMAs then, I'll just sort of touch the idea. And as I was saying, was we're going to have these now on a weekly basis. Next week, the second one will be on a Thursday, just because I'll be on a holiday this weekend, so I can't be here next Monday. But after that, it's going to continue to be on Mondays at the same time. So do make sure to come along. Not next Monday, but the Monday after, So the third AMA is going to be really important. Again, like I said, we've got big announcements coming up all the time. We've got the community call for you to look out for. And the third AMA is going to be a very big announcement. Well, and everyone's going to know about it after that, right? We're putting it out on all social media, but it's important to come along, be the first in the know, right, to get that alpha. So definitely come along for that. And on top of that, going forward, the goal is to bring in different people from industry or who are our partners to speak on, about what they're involved in, what they're doing, to share some of that good alpha and to, how can I say, to highlight our network, right, and who we're working in with, really show, what we're all involved in. And on top of that as well, my aim is to also bring in more people from the core team so that you get to know us better, because I know from my experience in some DAO projects, some of the core team can be faceless, right? You don't know who they are. They just pop up once in a while to make some big announcements and then it's done, right? And I want us to have a personal relationship. I want us to know who we are, so we have a better relationship, and you can meet the team, ask questions, and really get to know us and build a good. Do we have Amit? Amit, are you okay to talk? Would you like to introduce yourself? Awesome. Okay, everyone. So here's Amit. I can't see you. Yeah, that works. Do you want to tell us a bit about what you're responsible for, or what you're working on? Okay, thank you. Please raise your hand or put a comment in the chat box. Yeah, he already did that earlier. Well, I think we've got a couple of hot. Would you like to hop on or hear it? Everyone's introduced themselves today. Awesome. Okay. So Dean, hi there. Awesome stuff. I'm not sure if there's anybody else who'd like to hop up themselves, but there's no rush either. Like I say, each week I'm going to be inviting different people to come and just give a short chat about themselves as well. So going to be plenty of other partners as well that I'll be bringing along into these calls. All right, everyone. So just a reminder, if you'd like to quickly post a comment, you can here, or raise your hand. We've also got a channel within community called AMAs, and you can post any questions in there that you have. So again, if you're not able to make it next time, you can put your questions in there and I address them, or I can come back to you at a later time to answer that for you as well. Awesome stuff. So yeah, and we're launching, everything is going live now, and we're doing it in stages to, how can I say, to ensure, that at every stage product is ready. We've got people on board, and we're not rushing this, but we're keen to get this live as well as quickly as we can. So we're doing that, but also we're focusing on the community, the partners, everyone that's involved. We're doing all of that, and at the same time focusing on the product as well. Of course, we develop to the best of our ability, basically. So what's important, I've seen a few comments like this recently about the token and things like that, but I don't know about any of you, but I'm sure some of us have been burnt, in Discord, because some projects just focus solely on the token, right? And they're 99% of the time they're rugs. And it's like, well, if that's your only focus, then that's all there is. But we are focused on the tech, because if we deliver the tech, then how can I say, if the tech does well, then the token does well, right? That's the way the focus should be, and that's how we see it. If we can deliver the great product that's do well for everyone, then the token will do well, just as an afterthought, basically, right? Dean, do you have any comments on that yourself? Awesome stuff. Thank you. Okay then, so just to remind you all, so we've got the upcoming call Thursday. There's also the weekly AMA to keep a lookout for next week, and again we've got some big announcements. So if you can, try to come along, or if you can't, keep a lookout in our social channels, because there are some big. So thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye.